So, Gecko,
What's going on with you?
playing a lot of Apex.
Yes, but you got to see us stream Apex maybe last week.
Yep. That
Sorry
will be
that I was
coming,
playing so badly. Maybe we'll stream some more tomorrow.
Yeah, that will be
Or
coming
today.
out. It'll probably be out before
Maybe
this comes
we'll
out,
see.
but we'll
I'm
see.
a busy man. Maybe what? Maybe we could do some streaming this weekend.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about our previous stream.
Right.
I haven't released it yet.
Oh, it wasn't live.
It was live, but I record it and I will put it up on our YouTube
I see
gaming
what you're
channel.
saying.
Check that out.
We'll
So-
do some more. We've been Apexing a good amount, and I will be playing Gecko.
Yep, every Thursday now. We'll try to do every Thursday. Not Apex gaming, but just a lot of gaming.
And whenever I can, I'll hop on and Apex with them. But yeah, we've been having fun,
Oh yeah,
putting up some fun games.
loved the new legend, Newcastle. I
What was my game where you were stealing all my kills? Was that
yeah.
Was that in at the stream?
no.
Yeah.
That
I
stealing
wish you
your
guys
kill-
could have seen that one. You could have.
You could have been mad with him.
I doubled his damage and he doubled my kills. But yeah, that's been
Yep.
super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Love that game. Anything else?
Other than that, I have just been,
Ooh, I saw your newest 3D model. Looked great.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just kind of blanked on that. I was like, just like, what? Yes. Looks amazing. There's a couple features that aren't like coming out as
As you want.
yeah. So I still need to put some more work into it. I am trying to do some more lessons into actual character modeling,
Okay.
which is really fun, but very difficult. I had to rewatch the same video over 10 times. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It just shows how much my learning is.
I mean, can't be easy. Okay. Yeah. Anything else, or should I get into some Marvel rumors?
Yeah, get into your Marvel rumors here, and then we can move on to Star Wars.
This is crazy. I don't know if you know who Howard Stern is.
Howard Stark or
Stern.
oh Stern.
This is a real life person. All right, so he has a show,
Okay.
and apparently they're rolling the commercials for his show, and he forgot to turn his mic off. And this person says, "So, are you working?" And he says, "I told you I'm doing Doctor Doom." And he's like, "It's going to be like a crazy, take up all this time and everything. It's going to whatever." He also says he talked to Robert Downey Jr. about acting because he's not really an actor. Which, that's just a rumor, of course.
Yeah.
But there is this audio that you can listen to, and he clearly says that. What that means, we don't know. We don't know if it's, for an animated thing that he's voicing him.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's playing somebody in a Doctor Doom movie or show, or if he's actually playing Doctor Doom in, Fantastic Four. No, what very little I know about him, I like his personality. He definitely has a personality to do. I don't know. I don't know if he can. I like his voice for Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
He has a very good voice. I don't think I like his because his personality seems to be. I don't know if he can be menacing. He seems to be a lot more comedic.
Yeah.
And I really would hate for them to turn Doctor Doom into a comedic character.
Oh,
because
please,
he
no.
is so good and so much more than that.
Yeah. Doctor Doom is a great villain,
And he's just so
angry.
but evil.
Yeah. True.
And the embodiment of just greed and desire. I don't know if he can bring that out, and that'd be. But
well, here's the thing about new actors; they can surprise you.
right, he can definitely surprise me. He's never acted in anything that I know of, and maybe he's done cameo type stuff. But very interesting. I guess it made me excited for Doctor Doom. No, I think it basically confirms he's coming soon.
Yeah.
In something.
In something. Okay. Anything else about that? Or
That's all I got on that.
all right.
Do you have any Star Wars you want to talk about right now?
So nothing too much. other than Waititi's Star Wars movie, which I read is supposed to be very disconnected.
Okay.
So it actually really excites me for it.
Yep.
So,
Do
other
you know
than that,
anything about it besides that it's disconnected? Any
No.
characters it's gonna time period, anything like that?
I don't know. I would like it if it was like in the Old Republic times. Like
Right.
I know there's a lot of people wanting an Old Republic
Okay.
time movie, but other than that, that's all I got for Star Wars mainly. Yeah, that's all I got for Star Wars. Do you have anything else for Marvel?
I got a couple of things to talk about
Of course
here.
you do.
First off, I will say that since I already talked a little bit about who could possibly play. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking on everything. Since I already said who I could possibly play Doctor Doom, we'll also say another rumor of somebody playing somebody that's floating about now. Ryan Gosling playing Nova.
Oh, really?
So we know a Nova thing got announced in 2019, and so we know Nova got announced in 2019 at San Diego Comic-Con, and people have been wondering if it'd be a show or a movie or whatnot. I personally think it'll probably end up being a movie, but there are rumors that Ryan Gosling will be playing it.
Nice.
I like and I dislike it. And the fact that I like it because Ryan Gosling is a great actor. I'd love to see him in the MCU. The only reason I dislike it is because I feel like Ryan Gosling's talents would be wasted. I'm not a big fan of Nova, but the main thing is like Nova's a very one-dimensional character.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read too many of his comic stuff, but I've seen him in a lot of different shows and seen him in other group comics and whatnot. But he seems very one-dimensional. I'd way rather see Ryan Gosling if he's going to play that type of like cosmic level character, like a Sentry, who has a lot more. It was very similar, like has to have like the look that Ryan Gosling has for him, but at the same time, he's just a lot deeper of a character.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd much rather something along those lines, and I'd just rather them to explore his comics over Nova's comics, anyways. But I do think he's a really good actor and will do a fantastic job.
Okay.
One of my favorite actors. I feel like there was another actor rumored. I mean, there's always rumors floating about.
Oh, yeah. There always is.
About Keanu Reeves playing somebody, but nothing too solid to go on. Something else that I talked about a little bit ago, a couple weeks ago, was possibly Lena Headey playing in Thor: Love and Thunder, right?
Oh, yeah, and?
Well, apparently, she just got sued by what's it called? A agency that represented her or something, that she signed a contract with or whatever, for her role in Love and Thunder, saying that she needed to pay them for getting her the role or whatever. But in the same article, it said that she does not show up in the final cut of Thor: Love and Thunder. So it sounds like she was supposed to have some sort of role in Love and Thunder. Maybe she had a cameo or whatever for some character that they decided to cut out. I mean, in Multiverse of Madness, we know they cut out a Doctor Doom cameo. We know they cut out a Magneto cameo. And possibly Wolverine cameo. We know they cut out the Deadpool cameo in the second after credit scene. So we know that they do that. So that could be what it was. It could be that she was just a character that they decided to just completely take out. That wasn't a cameo. It was a full-blown character. We don't know. But it sounds like she's not going to be in the movie. At least the release thing. She might be in deleted scenes and stuff later on. But it sounds like she was somebody. So she could still be in the MCU if it was a cameo for a character that will come later. But that sounds like that rumor was correct and incorrect at the same time.
Of course.
I think that's all I've got for rumors right now. I feel like I'm missing a Deadpool rumor once again, but I can't think of it.
You and Deadpool rumors.
I know, there's just so much going on. I mean, they talked to the writers. They talked about possibly Hugh Jackman coming back for it. They talked about different things like that. But there's nothing. Like it's all just talk at this point. There's no leaks or anything. Oh, so this kind of leads me into something I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Well, so ever since the Doctor Doom reveal, people have been speculating a lot on like different things. People have supposedly leaked and deleted shots and stuff. And there's been a lot of talk about him being introduced as like introduced in Fantastic Four, but not the main villain of Fantastic Four. And then he's going to be more of like a Thanos type villain where he is, throughout a longer period of time and thought more of like a sympathetic villain. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know, because he's this man who just basically wants to be the most powerful person on the planet.
Right, he definitely doesn't have the same motivations that you can sympathize with nearly as much as Thanos. I mean, but they did change Thanos' story. Thanos in the comics, of course, wasn't trying to fix anything or whatever. He was trying to appease death itself, right? So they could do that and change it some way. I'm not a big fan just because they've already done that, right? Yeah. I would totally be a fan of him being introduced as, behind the scenes and and then slowly turn into like, because like, see, if they are truly leading towards Secret Wars, he is kind of like the mastermind of Secret Wars in a way.
Yeah.
Secret Wars, Secret Invasion. Yeah. Getting my comics mixed up for a second, but he is kind of a mastermind behind the scenes and does develop into like the main villain that they have to fight. I do think that that's kind of coming before they would be able to finish that story. Like I think he'd be like the main villain of a Avengers 5 more than like an Avengers 4 maybe. But they could do something where like he's introduced, he's like in Avengers 4, if it's Secret Wars or whatever, they have to defeat Kang, who's like the one doing it, but that like sets him up as being the next villain, where like because Kang's defeated, he's able to like take his place as like the main villain of the multiverse. And that could be a really fun story.
Okay.
And that leads me to my second questions I wanted to ask you. I mean, this week, no, I can't really wait for after Friday next week because we'll have already watched Thor: Love and Thunder. So, I want to ask you a couple things about Thor: Love and Thunder. These aren't like expectations. These are just like rumors that I want to know. I want to know if you want them to happen. Okay?
None of it. I just want Thor to be sitting in his living room playing Fortnite.
All right, well... that makes a lot.
No.
All right. And these aren't necessarily ones I want to see. I just want to hear your thoughts and give a little bit of mine. So first off, we'll go with, do you want Beta Ray Bill to show up?
I would love Beta Ray Bill to show up. I think he would be an interesting add-on to the whole Thor team that seems to be building up.
All right. Here's my little caveat for you, I guess. In the comics, Beta Ray Bill wields Stormbreaker. So if Mighty Thor is wielding Mjolnir and Beta Ray Bill comes in and wields Stormbreaker, what will Thor be wielding?
His fists. I don't know because see, that's the question here. And that actually gave me a thought, which I'm going to point out right now. When you, in our main episode, in our main back and forth show, go check that out. When you said Beta Ray Bill wields Stormbreaker, I had this thought that are they going to go ahead and spring into the fact that Thor is able to just fight without his weapons and control lightning?
They went through that a little bit in Ragnarok, right?
Yeah. Are they going to go more into that?
And they definitely could. Here's kind of my problem. I guess my problem is in the comics, Beta Ray Bill. So anyway, I'll start with it. I would love to see Beta Ray Bill in movies, and I'd love to see him appear in this. And I agree, he would make a lot of sense to like show up fighting this god who could have come and killed his planet's gods, right?
Yeah,
Gore, not Gor's not a god, but Gor killed his planet's god, or his race's
Yeah.
gods, right? And his race got killed off for some reason that could have led Gor, and or he's just like we saw him in Ragnarok on the statue on the side of the arena, so he's obviously fat.
He's fat.
He's fought in that arena, which means he could just show up as somebody who wants to fight Gor, right? Sees him as a whatever. In the comics, he shows up and defeats Thor in a battle, in a arena type battle in front of Odin, and Odin grants him the worthiness to wield Mjolnir. Anyways, it would be really hard for them to show that right now.
Yeah,
like he's worthy to wield Mjolnir, especially with already somebody else being suddenly worthy to wield Mjolnir. Try saying that 10 times fast. So it would be really hard. They could, once again, change his backstory, make it work. I think it would be kind of cool for Mighty Thor to be wielding Mjolnir, him to be wielding Stormbreaker, and then Thor to just be wrecking with them.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's necessarily evidence of that in the trailers, which I did mention that there's some shots that seem like somebody was taken out, right? But it seems that what I'm guessing is one of the final fights, Thor seems to be wielding Mjolnir, right? So, wielding Stormbreaker. So that doesn't. But they could also change what he wields, right? They could make it another weapon he got from Nidavellir or something, right?
Real fast question for you here. Do you think...
Or he could even be a Thor from another Earth, right?
Oh.
Wielding another version of Mjolnir or Stormbreaker.
Okay. Interesting. That's an interesting thought. But do you... well, here's a question for you. Do you think this will be Thor's last movie?
No.
Okay. Because I just feel like we're starting to reach the end of Thor's story.
I think kind of. I definitely think there will be a Thor 5.
You think there will be a Thor 5?
I think there will be a Thor 5. And it may be, but he will for sure show up in multiple more Avengers movies. Like his character's not going to die off in this movie.
Well,
his character's not going to be set aside like Captain America. I think if that happened, that would be in an Avengers 4 or 5. But I think there will be a Thor 5.
Okay. Because, I don't know. I just feel like Thor is one of the few... He's one of the few Avengers who has so many movies, and it seems like, as
he's
you
going to
said...
be the first one with his 4th movie.
Yeah. And he's going... And apparently... I feel like we're going to be reaching the end of his story here. Whether that
in a way, yes.
Whether that be him probably not even dying, it could just be him giving up his position on the Avengers and ruling Asgard, and stuff like that, or just
that would be interesting if like Valkyrie died and he finally stepped up as king.
Yeah.
Don't think that'll happen, but that could.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But and then it would make sense as well for him to show up in other Avengers movies.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that. But no, other than that, I'm very, very curious. I'm still been thinking about Gor and his...
I don't want to get too much into what we're talking about next week.
I know, but so just some things I want to just say, just what I've been thinking about this movie is the fact that Gor has a weapon, and I'm just very curious about it. So I'm excited to see this weapon show into play.
I definitely am as well. All right. So another rumor has been tossed out there that a Hercules movie might be coming out soon. Now that we're going to be introducing Greek gods in this movie, do you think Hercules will be introduced as a character in this movie, revealed who's playing him, and be set up to have a movie in Thor: Love and Thunder?
I could definitely see him showing up in this movie. I could definitely see it. It's a very good chance to introduce this character. Yeah. But it's kind of some thin ice you're treading on for this, because it's a god killer.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I could definitely see it a couple of different ways. Right, he could be introduced as a cameo or whatever, and happen to not die, whatever. Even be,
they could name drop him.
Yeah, depending on how true they want to stay to his actual story, he could be not there because he was kidnapped by Hades or whatever. He could be a human at this point because right, he is very similar to Thor. He gets sent to Earth without his powers. Different legends tell different ways without his full power, and so he could be in that stage of his life, not actually be shown in the movie, but be Zeus dying, being all sad that he didn't get to see his son or whatever, and Hercules is real. And then they could introduce him later in a movie and see his whole story of him becoming a true demigod. But I don't know how.
Yeah,
I do think he will be mentioned.
Okay. All right.
But he is my biggest drawback for that is because he's so similar to Thor. I don't know if they'd want to introduce him when they still are telling a Thor story, right? Like, if they do, I do think they will have a couple more Thor movies, at least one more, I should say. But so if they're telling a similar story while they're still telling Thor stories, it could be a little muddled. I want to put that past Marvel, of course, but that wouldn't be my favorite.
All right.
Okay, I guess the last thing I'll say, because these are other rumors. There have been rumors about. So we're going to see the Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yeah.
And there's been rumors about Guardians of the Galaxy, a lot of them dying off in the next movie, kind of wrapping up the Guardians of the Galaxy story.
Okay.
But then leading into a new version of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So, are you thinking that maybe some Guardians of the Galaxy could die in this movie?
No,
okay.
I don't. I think that there could be hints at that because I don't want to go into it because we'll go into it next week of how I think the movie will actually go. But I do think that there will be, we will know at some point in the movie what Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be about.
Yeah.
I don't think they're just going to be like, bye, but I think they'll be like, we're going to do this. Because there has to be... Anyways, we'll get into that later.
Yeah. I do
look at another rumor, but go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, let me talk. I do have something that I do want to talk about that I actually just remembered. It is actually about the Ahsoka show.
Okay.
So I don't know if I mentioned this before on here. I think I have, but just to be sure, there is a confirmation / not a confirmation. It's really confusing, but it's like a 97. I'm 97% sure it's confirmed that Barriss Offee is showing up in the show.
Okay.
And how I think the story is going to go with that, and this is just my theory on this. I wanted to get this out there, that Barriss Offee is going to be not on the side of Thrawn, but she is going to be on the side of Ahsoka, and then fight Ahsoka, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, in my opinion, Barriss Offee would not join the Empire. At the same time, she could. It all really depends on what happened to her in the time of Order 66.
Okay.
Because a lot of the Inquisitors were younglings, so I personally feel like they would have killed her. So I don't think she would be an Inquisitor. So it would make much more sense for her to show up like that, as not an Inquisitor, but still be kind of this Sith type character, or Fallen Jedi as they call them. Just something I wanted to say. Something I wanted to mention there.
Yeah, I think that could be a really fun story. Barriss Offee's fun.
Moving on back to you about your.
Do you have anything?
Not much else about in the whole Star Wars universe, other than Star Wars is failing.
All right. Andor's coming out next, right?
Yep, Andor is next, coming out in
month or two.
Yeah, I think it's August.
Okay.
I have it somewhere. I will look it up. It is out in August 31st.
Okay, so just over 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Or exactly 2 months, basically.
Yep.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
That'll be fun. Can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah, Andor is going to be an interesting show. Anything you want to ask me about Andor?
So it's set at the start of the rebellion.
I believe it's going to be the start of the rebellion. Not exactly sure, but yeah, I think it's going to be the start of the Mon Mothma rebellion.
Don't know who that is.
That's the leader of the rebellion.
And it says it like, is it gonna have any characters that we've seen in any movies besides Rogue One?
There is talk that some characters will show up, like K2SO.
I don't know who that is.
That's the droid
in
Rogue One.
Wait, I said anyone not in.
Oh, not. I see what you're saying. I think the guy in Obi-Wan Kenobi who says that he was married to a Jedi is going to show up.
Don't know who that is.
The guy in charge of the.
The dude.
The dude who was in the front of the line and when he got shot.
Okay.
He might show up in the show. I'm not exactly sure. Of course, this will take place, I believe. I don't know exactly when it will, but my guess is it's going to take place like maybe 5, maybe 10 years before Rogue One.
So how close to Obi-Wan would it take place?
Not that close. It's not going to take close. It's so.
Wait, how much time's between Obi-Wan and Rogue One then?
A long time, because this is 10 years. So Obi-Wan takes place 10 years after Episode 3, and Luke is about, I want to say, 15 years old. Yeah, he's 15, maybe 16. So it was like, oh, wait a minute.
So it'd be the exact same time. It's 5 years, and he was 15. He's 10.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point. Oh, which reminds me of a problem I realized. But moving on. So I'm not exactly. So it may just be. Maybe it'll just be like a couple years, probably 3 years, maybe 4 years before Rogue One. I'm not exactly sure now.
Okay. So then could Ahsoka show up?
Ahsoka could show up, but I don't think she will.
Okay.
So I'm not exactly sure what is happening. But I do know is we're going to take a look at the whole of like the rebels spying and
right
stuff. So that's going to be an interesting aspect.
Okay, interesting.
One thing you will hate about the show is new droids.
Stop trying to imitate things that worked once and haven't worked since.
So moving on here real fast, there was something I want to say real fast. I know we're running out of time here, but there is something I wanted to say. So if you all remember Obi-Wan Kenobi in the show and how old Luke was, and you may not have gotten to this part in Rebels, but there's a moment you kind of see Luke Skywalker in Rebels. He is the same age in Rebels as he was in Kenobi. Doesn't really make sense to me because they take play at the time that they see Luke takes time after the fact. You'll just have to watch it to understand.
Okay. And so you're saying like
Luke looks the same age. Of course, it was just a shadow moving across, but he looks like he's the same height as.
But he was supposed to be in Rebels. He was supposed to be older than he was in Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Will we meet Lando Calrissian
in Andor?
Yeah.
Maybe. Lando was never a part of the rebellion
but
until
he was around.
Yeah, he was around stuff. I don't know. I do hear talk that Lando might show up in one of the shows coming out, so I don't know what exactly will happen. Don't know the plan for that.
All right. I think that's all I've got.
Yeah, that's just about it.
Alrighty, then we will see y'all later.